Gig workers. They often get called things like lazy, unintelligent, entitled, and skillless, just to name a few. In this docu-series, we talk to the people who are a part of a new and kind of confusing to some way of making a living in today's society. We will get to know what career field they were previously in and what drove them into entering the gig economy. You will get an inside look into the real people and not just a name and a picture on a phone screen. Welcome to our appealing lives. Today's episode is featuring Mico the entrepreneur. Let's hear about her experience in the gig economy. What apps do you primarily use, or do you just use one app?
Well, I sometimes multi-app. So I use DoorDash, Uber Eats, and I just joined Mico. I haven't taken any routes for Mico because I'm a little nervous.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous because when I go into these Facebook chats, and I'm reading what people are like posting, like say for instance, 25 cubic foot. What is that? Like, tell me how many packages. How am I supposed to know what 50 cubic foot is? I don't want to guess. Then I get there and I gotta strap boxes on the top of my vehicle. No, I'm not doing it. Well, I use DoorDash more than Uber Eats. So usually in my day, if I schedule, because I have to schedule, I'm not Top Dasher. So let me see if I can pull up what currently. Let's see. Come on, DoorDash. Come on, DoorDash.
Yeah, you know how that app is.
Now, this is my map.
Oh man, it is grayed out.
Except for one section. This is where I am now.
43%. Woo. You better than me.
Look at that.
You way better than me. You way better than me. 43. I'm at what, 30 something. I was at 6 the other day. It was bad.
Yeah, I dropped down to 93 because I was like trying to up my AR to keep it. When I do my schedule with DoorDash, like on Thursdays, I try to do like 10 to 1 or 10:30 or even 11 to like 1:30 to 2. And then I go back out from 3 or 3:30 to 7:30. And if it's really slow, because sometimes on some Thursdays, especially at the beginning of the month and then at the end of the month, because people they got bills to pay, right? So they're ordering, but they have more dashers out trying to make their money.
Yeah.
So that's when I have to kick on Uber, which actually Uber used to be, Uber Eats. That was my number one app. Like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I only did that and did very little of DoorDash. Now it's the reverse. So now I do. I want to say I do like 95% DoorDash, and I do maybe 5% Uber.
Right.
And it's so funny because we got the payout today. I didn't do that much in these last 3 days because my AR was lower than that. I was in the 30s, and they were like it was either too many dashers on. I don't know what was going on, but they were sending me these long mile 50 cent per mile orders, and I'm like, I'm not doing it, Then they would send me the $2.25 or the $2, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it either. So I just kept declining. And I got all the way down to like maybe 33.
Jeez.
And I said, how am I gonna get out of this? Then they sent me, 350 for like 0.05. And then they'll send me a shopping pay. It was no tip, one item. It was like 2 miles, but it was like $3.75 or $4. And I'm like, I'm not taking that. So then I don't know, like I just started like just taking them one by one just to get the AR back up, and that's where I am now. But they did not treat me right. I felt like I did something wrong. I was like, what's going on? So I did 2 Uber orders because they were coming in stupid too. I think let me see if I can pull up Uber. I've been on green, but I don't know how long. So this is where I am. I am 4% cancel. It was 2. And then I'm at 33% acceptance rate, but I'm at 97% satisfaction rate.
You better than me.
You can see that.
Yeah, there it is.
See?
Yep. You better than me.
I got 8,028 deliveries since 2015.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can show that up close.
Oh yeah, you a OG, triple OG. Dang.
It would have been more than that if I would have been doing it, but I don't really do it as much like I used to because, like, they literally, if it's a $2 order, you know, they only giving you like because they do the boost.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's really only $1.32 you can pay, right?
Mm-hmm. they oh man, I look at some of those breakdowns. How do you feel when people say get a real job?
You know what? I don't feel any type of way. You know why? Because I've had so many real jobs. You know, I've done so much. So when people say that, I'm like, oh, they just jealous or they mad or they had a bad day or whatever. I don't know, it doesn't upset me because I have skills on top of skills. I have, you know, experience on top of experience. And I've always been a hustler. You know, I know a lot of people use that loosely. It's been deemed as a negative connotation, but I always out to get my money. You know, I don't care if it's, I would live, this is what I did in Nashville. So when I moved to Nashville, I was a substitute teacher for Nashville Public Schools, Boroughs Public School. I worked as a temporary employee for Vanderbilt University, so I was there. And I did Uber Eats full time.
Sheesh.
So whether I was working one day, being a substitute teacher, that's still income coming into my bank account. And then, like I said, I was doing Uber Eats. And then I would work at Vanderbilt. I would have like maybe a 2-week assignment because they had a temporary division. And that's what I wanted because I didn't want to be full-time permanent there.
Right.
I had other stuff that I wanted to do.
Right.
So I always had gig apps or gigs in my back pocket, always. Whether I had a full-time, part-time job, I always keep them in my back pocket because it's something with me. Like, I'm not saying I can't stay at a job. It's just that I get bored quick. So, or if I feel like, you know what, this is a little too much for me, management acting stupid, the customers acting stupid, I need a break.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I know.
So I'm like, okay. Or if the students doing too much, I'm like, okay, well, I'm only gonna work one day this week. I want them to miss me and I'm gonna miss them. So yeah, no. But yeah, I always done that. That's why I always had so many different things going on. So when I got tired of Uber Eats, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stay at Vandy, or I'm gonna sub. Still get my money.
All right,
but I need a break from them. So let me go back to Uber Eats. So I always did that. I wish I could do that in relationships. I'm tired of you. I'm going with this.
boy.
Get along with, but I'm like, okay, well, and I'm not that person. But if I'm not in a relationship and I'm dating 3 or 4 people,
it is what it is.
You're just dating.
Right.
Have about 4 or 5, because when this one is in your ear, Then you go to the next one that don't talk that much.
Oh man.
For real.
Hey, that's like multi-apping. That's what we do.
Right.
Turn off one. If one ain't working, turn them off.
Yeah.
Turn them off. Go to the other one.
Just getting back to when people say get a real job, it doesn't offend me or affect me. They can say whatever. And I think a lot of people do that because they read your comments of you complaining. I get that. You get tired of hearing everybody complains about how these apps, giving you $2.50 orders to go 10 miles. It's up to you if you want to accept it or not. You don't have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it being on the other person reading the complaint, reading that comment. I don't want to get a complaint either. Well, stop doing it.
Right.
So that's my stance on that. It doesn't bother me. You can say it all day because you don't people don't know me.
Right.
You don't know my, her story.
Right.
Her story. Yep. His story.
Mm-hmm.
Her story.
Yeah. See, and it goes both ways because there's customers that keep ordering and they keep having bad experiences too. So, I mean, could we say the same thing about them too when they're complaining that this keeps happening, that keeps happening? Should we say, stop ordering then? You see what I'm saying?
I got something for you. Speaking of that, as you know, I am a self-published author.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote, my first book was written, How to Avoid Food Delivery Disasters. I'm taking it out of it, so that's why. So, helpful tips to avoid food delivery disasters. So I wrote this on the basis of doorstep delivery.
Okay.
Yes. So I wrote this because it was so many customers having these same issues, from dropping off at the door to pets. I don't want to give the book away, what's in it.
Right.
But, people need to get this book. Customers, and it's from a driver's perspective, which is of course me. But this is was a top seller.
So where can the people find it?
I do have a website through Square, but I'm not a salesman, so I don't really promote it like I'm supposed to. But this is on Amazon. But what I did was I created, if you go to my website, well, actually, not website. If you go to my page, Mico the Entrepreneur, the playlist is, I have season 5 because I have 5 books.
Okay.
This is the first season. And Storytime with Pocket Guy Teddy. Here's Teddy right here. He listening.
Here we
go. People can, if you don't want to purchase the book, you can actually listen to the audio for free. Just go to the playlist on my channel, Mico the Entrepreneur. Scroll down to the bottom. It has all 5 playlists, all 5 seasons, and it's maybe 10 or 12 or 14 episodes per season. So that.
Perfect.
And then, so this was 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Then I wrote this in 2020. Helpful tips to avoid grocery delivery disasters. I started out in Nashville doing ship.
Okay.
But I didn't last that long. They let me go because I kept calling in why you keep getting... You already gave me 2 cars. Now you want to give me a third one? How am I going to do this delivery in 1 hour? They literally wanted me to deliver. They wanted me to shop. And it was 50, 60 items per cart. They just came into the Nashville market. And you giving me, okay, I'm making money, but I'm stressed out because you want me to be on time with 3 different orders.
Yeah,
that's all this in 1 hour.
Wow.
And I was just telling them what they should and shouldn't do, and all that. They said, we're going to let her go. I was upset. I was, because I was like, I like the job.
Right.
And then I was like, forget them. But so I wrote this in 2020. This is also on Amazon as well.
Okay.
So, and this is also on the playlist on my channel. So like I said, this one was a really good seller. Like I said, I wrote it for customers, but drivers can use this as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'm proud of my little accomplishment.
That's a huge accomplishment.
And this is the solution to, being in the gig economy. This is the solution to avoiding those delivery disasters, because they happen all the time.